Hello everyone, welcome to the video CBAP Exam Essentials. CBAP Certified Business Analysis Professional is a certification offered by an institute called IIBA, International Institute of Business Analysis. In this video, we are going to cover everything that is required for you to know to take the IIBA CBAP certification. We'll know what IIBA is, what are the various certifications it offers, what is the eligibility criteria to take these certifications, how to apply for them, how to prepare and book for the examination. All these certifications require us to get recertified every few years. We shall also look at the recertification process for these certifications. Before moving forward, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Shreya and I have 12 years of total experience, out of which the past 9 years I've been working as a business analyst. Throughout my career, I worked across different domains like healthcare, telecom billing, retail, and tax transformation technology. I earned my CBAP certification in August 2021, and that is when I realized a need for a comprehensive and a one-stop resource that will help prepare for the CBAP certification. And the goal of this course is also to do the same. As this is my very first course, I'd love to hear your feedback and suggestions on how I can improve it or add more valuable information to better support your learning journey. IIBA, the International Institute of Business Analysis, is a global organization that primarily focuses on advancing the field of business analysis. It offers several certifications like ECBA, CCBA, and CBAP for business analysts so that they can validate their skills by taking these certifications. IIBA also has set some industry standards for business analysis work, and they've created this guide called the BEBOK guide. BEBOK is Business Analysis Body of Knowledge. This guide outlines all the best practices and the standards that any business analyst can refer and follow. IIBA also is a space for all business analysts to come together. They host several webinars and events, and you can also join some of their local chapter events and continuously be an active member with any of these chapters. So it provides an environment for networking. It also helps with job search, and it also provides training and networking resources. IIBA.org takes us to IIBA's web portal. This is how the page looks like. If you're coming for the first time over here, or if you have not signed up with them already, you can click on the join or renew button and sign up with them by providing some of the basic personal details. Once you have signed up, you can click on the login and you'll be able to access your personal dashboard. After logging in, you can access your personal dashboard by clicking on your profile, and you'll be able to see uh, the details regarding your membership or any certifications that you have already done. So all this information is available here, and you can also directly access the resources from your dashboard. On the main IIBA page, we see different tabs for membership, certification, events, career resources, etc. So let us go to the certification and click on IIBA certifications. This page lists all the certifications that IIBA provides. There are several different certifications, and out of which these three certifications, the ECBA, CCBA, and CBAP, are the core business analysis certifications. These three refer to the same business analysis body of knowledge, the BEPOC guide, but based on the experience we have with business analysis work, we can choose which certification we want to do. For someone who is a fresher and who has no prior experience with any of the business analysis activities, they can go with ECBA certification. And for someone who is has certain amount of experience with business analysis activities, say 2 to 3 years of business analysis work, then they can go for the CCBA, the Certification of Capability in Business Analysis. So here you're saying I have certain experience as a BA and I'm capable of becoming a business analyst in professional in the future. But if you're already experienced with doing the business analysis activities on day-to-day basis, and you've done that for 5 years or plus, then you can go for the Certified Business Analyst certification. So this certification proves that you have enough experience as a BA to be called as a professional. Apart from these three certifications, there are other different certifications like AAC, Agile Analysis Certification. So, if you're a BA who is working in an agile environment and would like to know more on how agile impacts your role as a BA, then you can go for the AAC certification. And if you're a business analyst who does a lot of data analytics at work and you want to take a certification that reflects your work environment, then you can go for the CBDA, Certified Business Data Analytics certification. And if you are into cybersecurity analysis or if your work requires you to understand cybersecurity, then you can take the CCA certification. If you're a BA who is working in the role of a product owner or you want to understand the product owner side of business analysis work, then you can take the CPOA certification, which is the Certified Product Owner Analysis certification. So these are the different certifications available from IIBA, and you can choose to go with these certifications. And there is no necessity, even for the core business analysis certifications, that you have to take one certification to go to the next level. You can directly go for any of the certifications if you are eligible for it. Let's next go to the events tab. On clicking events, you see there are webinars, podcasts, global events that are happening, the leadership workshops, and chapter events. You can go to any of these pages and check for what is happening in these areas. In webinars, you see a list of all upcoming public webinars, and these can be attended by anyone, irrespective of you have the membership with IIBA or not. But some of the webinars are specific to IIBA members, so if you take the membership, you have more access to certain resources. You can attend these webinars, listen to their podcasts, or attend any of the chapter events that are happening around. And this will help you keep yourself updated as a BA with also the technological trends and with what is up and coming in the BA community. You can also choose to volunteer with them. You can click on the Get Involved tab and you see options where you can join their IIBA chapters as a member as well. And you can also volunteer with them by giving sessions, attending by participating in trainings or helping prepare course content. So different things can be done as a volunteer, and you can log these efforts as a volunteer for your continuing continuous development units as well, which will help in recertification.
IIBA offers a subscription based membership to all the business analysts and professionals from across the world. So you can take this membership and this will give access to member exclusive webinars. You'll also be able to access their online library. You can join any of the IIBA chapters after you take the membership and you can volunteer with them. You can network with a lot of people and organize any events or trainings and be a part of many other sessions or trainings that happen. So apart from this, there is also a huge discount on the examination fees. So if you're planning to take the CBAP certification or any other certification from IIBA, or even if you're planning to get recertified, it is very beneficial to take the IIBA membership, and because you'll also get a free access to the BEBOK version 3 guide, and the discount on the exam fees is also comparatively very huge, so it's totally very much beneficial to take the membership. And if you're serious about business analysis and you want to continue in that career, it's best to maintain that membership over time, so that you are always updated with everything and you also have a community to participate and share your knowledge with. Let's see how to get the IIBA membership. In iiba.org web portal, you have a tab called membership. Click on the membership tab and you see many options regarding the membership, how to become a member, what are the different benefits of membership, what are the types of membership, membership pricing, etc. So there are three different types of membership for IIBA. One is an individual membership. So one person individually wants to become a member of IIBA. So he pays the fees and renews it annually to continue the membership benefits. That is an individual membership. And another is a corporate membership. So as an organization, as a complete organization, we can also purchase the membership from IIBA. So all the employees in the organization by default get the membership access, like how the individual membership is working. So all the employees will also be able to get the same access through organization or corporate membership. The third membership is a student membership. So it is again similar to the individual membership, but for the student, there is a certain discount on the pricing. Let us see the membership pricing. Based on the region you are from, so you must have entered some address while signing up with IIBA. So based on the country, you are allocated in any of these regions, region 1, 2 and 3. To see the list of countries by region, you can check here applicable region 1 countries. All the list of countries that fall in region 1 are here, so you can check which country you're from and where which region that country falls into. Based on that, your membership fee will be varying. For region 1 it is 139, for region 2 it is $89, and for region 3 it is $55. So for the same membership, if you are going for a student membership, you'll have a discount on the membership fee. You'll have to pay comparatively lesser amount for the student membership. So to purchase a membership, you can click on become a member. Right now, I already am a member of IIBA for this year. So I'll be seeing renew option. But if you have not purchased it yet, then you will see the join membership option and you can click on that and you'll be redirected to a page that you'll be redirected to the IABA store where you can purchase this membership. There is also an option to auto renew, so you don't have to manually do it every year. If you want to continue your membership for a long term, you can check this auto renew button, and the membership gets renewed every year whenever it is ending, and your money gets debited automatically. So, for any of these purchases, that is the membership or the application fee or the exam fee or the recertification fee, so any purchase that we do from IIBA, only credit cards are allowed. So, you can pay through the credit card and then you'll become a member of IIBA. You can check your membership program. So, you can click on individuals to join. So you'll be able to see when your membership is expiring, and you can renew it earlier or later. So this is about IABA membership. So why should one take CBAP certification and how will it impact their career? CBAP is a globally recognized certification which is also highly valued by many Fortune 500 companies. Many organizations today prefer to take a CBAP certified business analyst over a business analyst with the same BA experience and who has not taken the CBAP certification. This places you in a competitive advantage. And also, according to many industry reports, CBAP certified professionals earn around 10 to 20% more than the non certified peers. When you're preparing for CBAP certification, you must have gone through the complete BEBOG guide. You must have understood the standards that are mentioned in the BEBOG guide. And this also improves your skill set as a business analyst and enables you to solve much complex business analysis problems. On getting certified as a CBAP, you also become a member of the CBAP community that also opens doors for a wide variety of networking opportunities and also for mentorship. Criteria for CBAP certification. Before going to the criteria, it is important to understand or read the BEBOG guide, the Business Analysis Body of Knowledge guide, at least once. This guide describes 6 different knowledge areas and various activities under each of these knowledge areas. To understand the criteria better, it is important to have a good understanding of the activities and the knowledge areas that are mentioned in the Babok Guide. The first criteria is to have minimum of 7,500 hours of business analysis experience in the past 10 years. This does not mean 7,500 hours of work as a business analyst itself, but it means that you need to have 7,500 hours of business analysis work by doing the activities that are mentioned in the BEBOK guide. So, all of the 7,500 hours should fall in any of the activities that are mentioned in the BEBOK guide. The second criteria is to have minimum 900 hours of experience in four of the six BEBOK knowledge areas. So there are six knowledge areas that are defined in BEBOK, and out of these six, in any four of them, you need to have each of 900 hours of work done exclusively in those activities. The third criteria is to have 35 hours of professional development units. This can be achieved by attending or taking any course by IIBA endorsed programs. The fourth criteria is to give any two references. So these references can be anybody you worked with before or anyone from your organizations. So IIBA might reach out to these references through email or through phone. So make sure you're still in contact with these references so you can communicate any information. The fifth criteria is to provide a signed code of conduct before applying for the examination. Let's look at how to apply for the examination in much more detail in the next slide. In the last video, we have seen the criteria that is required to apply for CBAP certification. So, in order to understand the hours, we have the business analysis hours from our experience. I've used a template in which I wrote all my projects and tried to calculate the final hours that I have to compare with, understand if I fit in for this. I mean, if we have enough hours for the certification or not. So, I'll attach this template in the YouTube video as well. So, this is not a template from the IIBA or it's not a standard template. This is something I've created. So you can take this as a reference if you don't know where to get started with, or you can, I'll explain in this video how to fill this template. So you can use this template or create something of your own, whichever works well for you. In this sheet, we are in this template, we have three different sheets. One is effective work hours, division, and CBAP hours knowledge area wise. So in effective work hours, the first sheet, you can list down all the projects you have. If your work here, I've given space for 8 projects. If you have more, you can add more rows to it. I'll show how you can do that. So you can give the project name. For example, the first project you worked on is ABC. You can give the project name. You can give the start date or end date from when till when you worked on this project. So, for example, I started my first project in on March 4th, 2013. So I'll give the same as the start date, and I these need not be accurate. Please don't waste your time trying to be super accurate on these dates. You can give rough dates, and it's good if you can remember the correct month, and you can give a date around it based on how you remember it. Okay. So what this template does is it takes the start date and end date that you have given, and in column E, it removes the weekends, that is Saturday and Sunday, and calculates only the 5 week days like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday that are there from the start date to end date, right? So it is assuming that you are doing a 5 day, you are having a 5 day work week. So it is calculating removing the weekends. So the number of days, total effective days from 4th March to 28th March 2013 was 62 days. Now, in column D, you can also include any holidays that you had during this time period, or if you've taken any leaves, you can include that in column D. So, if I've taken 1 week of leave and there were no holidays, or if there was one holiday and I've taken 4 days of leave, you can just sum it up and add it here. and this can also be a rough estimate. So column E will now also subtract this holidays and leaves from the total working days. So you get the total effective working days as 57. And now once you get the total effective days, we'll calculate the effective hours in column F. So column F is multiplying the total effective working days with 9 and is giving 513. So this is again another assumption here, is that it is you are having a 9-hour work day. If you have an 8-hour work day, or if it's a part-time job, or if you want to change it, you can do so. You can change the formula over here. It's making it's multiplying the E2 value with 9 and giving the 513 hours. You can change the 9 to a number that is suitable to you, and it calculates the effective hours. So this can be done, and it's the same for all the projects. You can give all the projects you worked on, you can list them down, give the start date and end date, and the holidays and leaves, and your effective working days and working hours will automatically get calculated, and you'll also know the total effective working days and working hours. So this, in this sheet, we are not going to see if these hours are belonging to the BA activities as described in the BABOK guide or not. Here we are only calculating the total hours we spend, effective hours that we spend in this project, irrespective of the kind of activities we have done. Right? After finishing this, you can give all the details, and after finishing this, you can go to the next section, work division. So by this time, if you are attempting CCBA or CBAP, you will have an idea of how many hours. If your total hours is exceeding 7,500, then you're probably almost reaching the CBAP hours. We'll have to look at it after seeing the BA activities. But if you're not reaching 7,500 hours in this sheet itself, then it means that, so you have calculated the total hours, and you have not separated the BA, but if it's still less than 7,500, then maybe you might not be applicable for CBAP examination. You can try for CCBA, but it's still fine. You need not be too super strict on this calculations. It's just for assumption. If you have any doubts, you can also check with different other organizations. We'll speak about it later. So this is the first section, and then come to the second section, the work division. So what we are going to do here is, okay, so my total working hours in project one were 513. So in work division, it is already showing effective hours spent is 513. It's picked up from the effective work hours. So the same projects that you have given follow the same sequential order, because we are picking the hours from this in the same order. So if you have done ABC project first, you can give that, and then you have worked on XYZ later. Please give the projects in the same order. So here you can write XYZ, and this is for ABC. All right. Okay. So the work items, I have given space for 7 different activities. If you have done more than 7 activities, then please feel free to add more rows. I'll show you how you can add them. So in project A, I worked as a developer. You can write the role. I've given this just to let you understand. So uh, I've worked as a developer in the first 2 projects, and then I started business analysis in the third project. So I've given my role as such, and you can give the work items what you have done on a high level, what included your work in that project. Like, so I was joining the requirement meetings, trying to understand the requirements. Okay, you can write something like this, just describe in your own terms. And I was participating in the design process. Okay, I'm creating a solution design based on the requirements I received, right? And then I have developed some code so that I meet the standard, meet the requirements, and developed code. And I've done unit testing to ensure that the code I developed fits with what the requirement asked, and there are no errors. So I've done some unit testing, and also I did a little bit of documentation, maybe technical documentation. Documentation. Station. Okay, these are some of the things I've done as a developer in my first project for 5 months. So here in the D's column, you'll give the percentage weight of each work item. So how um, much percentage of work in the whole, like if you worked in a project for 5 months, say it is 100% work, right? So in that 100%, how much time did you spend in understanding the requirements? Maybe I took 20% of the time. This again should be a rough percentage. You don't know, don't waste time being accurate in the sheet completely. Then solution design, I've spent enough time on design, I mean, with the design. So I'll give 25% of the time I spent on solution design. Developing code, maybe I spend 30% of the time developing my code. So, and unit testing, I spend 10% of my time doing the unit testing. So how much is done? 30, 40, 50, 75, 80. Oh, okay, maybe less than that. So 20% of time unit testing and 10% of the time documentation. Is it summing up or it's more than what we need? 20, 30, 40, 50, 65, or 95. Then, okay, I'll just make it 5%. This is a rough estimate, okay? So we have done high level estimates. So this is the amount of time I spent on each of these activities in my project, right? So automatically you see that in column E, it's taking 20 percentage of the number of effective hours you've given for project A. So for project ABC, your total effective hours were 513. So in work division, based on the percentage you're giving, it's automatically calculating 20% of that 513 hours. So the effective hours spent on understanding the requirements was 1 or 2 hours. So for solution design, you spent 128 hours. So this is already given, right? So next, what you can do, you can select once you have an understand. You can fill the complete sheet with all your project details. You know, before even reading the paper guide, you can do that. Once that is done, read the PEBOK guide before or after and have an understanding of where your work items fall in, which activities or which knowledge area does your work item fall in. So if you see here, maybe understanding the requirements, you spend time collaborating with your business analyst and all. So you can give a certain percentage of time for elicitation and collaboration, or if you don't think you have done enough for collaboration, maybe 5% you can give. And the main thing here would be, as a developer, I've spent a lot of time on unit testing. That means I'm evaluating solution, which will fall under the knowledge area solution evaluation. So you can give your 100% of unit testing, that is 20%, 1 or 2 hours, saying I've spent some time unit testing, so I'm evaluating my solution. So that is falling in my BEBOK knowledge area, right? So this is a BA activity. So you can calculate those hours. So next, I've also spent a lot of time in actual business analysis and product owner roles itself. So here I might have more time, and here I've done requirement elicitation, requirement gathering. I've spent a lot of time on it. So you can give that, and you can say I've written user stories for the requirements. Okay, I've written user stories. Then you've given demos, sprint demos. If you're working in an agile environment, this is just what my rule is. So you don't have to worry if you've not, if your work doesn't look like this. That's totally fine. And yeah, sprint demos I've done, and I've also evaluated the solution. So I've done some UAT testing, done some UAT testing. So this is a piece of the work that I have done. So I'll say here 30% of my time I spent on requirement gathering, user stories maybe 20% of the time, sprint demo some 10% of the time, UAT testing another 20% of the time. So and there may be more activities which I'll add on. So you can, when you give your effective hours, you'll be able, here you can select the WebOg knowledge area, requirement gathering. It might fall under elicitation and collaboration. writing user story requirement analysis and design definition. So you can check where your work item is falling in which activity, and you can give the knowledge area. Once you give this knowledge area, you will have the total number of hours you spent for these knowledge areas already mentioned here. So you just have to sum that up and present it in the third sheet, the CBAP hours knowledge area wise. So knowledge area wise, in project 1, in project ABC, you can just calculate the sum the hours from the previous sheet and fill it in for each knowledge area, how much hours you spent. If I did not spend any hours in elicitation, collaboration, or requirement lifecycle management when I was a developer in ABC, then I wouldn't give any hours. I'll just add my solution evaluation hours, which is 102, 102.6. So I'll just add 103. You can just round it off. Sorry, not here. You can round it off here, and here is 103. So you can just sum things up from the other sheet and add it here. And you can also provide the reference for each individual project. Who do you want to add as a reference? So this person can be anyone whom you worked with in that particular project, and you can give their names over here. And when you're actually entering the data in the application, it will become easy for you, because by looking at this one sheet, you can fill in the hours, and you can fill the complete application. So once you're done with the sheet, then you're ready to go. uh, this section over here, the ka wise, is going to sum up all your hours. It's going to pick uh, the hours from each of these that you have entered, and it will automatically calculate the hours here. So you've given 103, and it's automatically calculated 103. So if you give some 95 over here, it will sum it up. So for total solution evaluation and strategy analysis, you will know. So once you're done with the sheet, you will know directly from here if you are eligible to apply for CBAP or CCBA or not, right? So if you see the total in 32, this should be 7,500 hours or more. So that means you have um, the required hours, 7,500 hours in all knowledge areas that are belonging to the web guide in your experience. So if this is crossing 7,500 hours, then that's good, and you already are eligible with the first criteria. You are already satisfying. And then the second thing you need to check is, in these knowledge areas, are the total hours, are you seeing that for more than four, for any four of these six knowledge areas, is the total hour crossing 900? So for example, if you are giving, you can enter the hours and see. For example, if I'm giving business analysis hours, I've spent some 500 over here, and maybe 350 in this project. And in this project, I've spend some 200 hours in business analysis, then I can see that it's crossing 900 already. It is 10, I mean, it's 1050. So that means one knowledge area I am already satisfying. So if the same is happening for any four of the knowledge areas out of these six, then you're already satisfying the second criteria for CBAP eligibility. So if these two are done, then you're from the hours perspective, from the work experience perspective, you're already you're already satisfying the criteria that is required for your CBAP application. Regarding the third requirement, to have 35 PDUs to apply for the CBAP certification. PDUs are nothing but the professional development units. So these you can earn by attending any of the programs that offer a certain number of hours. So, if you go to their portal, iiba.org, there is a tab called Career Resources. If you click on the Career Resources, there is a menu item that is IIBA Endorsed Education Training. So, if you go to this page, here they list all the training programs that are endorsed by IIBA. So, by taking any of these programs, it means that the hours you have kept or you've invested in this program, or the PDUs that you're earning by taking this program, are guaranteed to be calculated for your certification. So You can check these programs, each of them. You can also filter some of them. Certification exam preparation course, if you click on yes, you will directly see the courses that are particular for your exam preparation to gain the certification. So you can check the number of hours that particular program is giving. So here you're getting 24 hours, and in agile masterclass you'll be getting 36 hours. So remember that you will need 35 PDUs and you need to earn those 35 PDUs. Um, you can get it from other institutes as well, other than the ones that are endorsed by IIBA. But make sure that if you're getting from other institutes, those hours are being counted by IIBA. All those hours are being counted and you're getting the 35 hours that you need. It's much easier to get it from an IIBA endorsed program. You can also check the upcoming programs. So there are CBAP related programs particularly which will give the necessary hours you require. So if you go back to the same page, there is also another link which says upcoming certification exam preparation courses. So if you open this, there's a list of all upcoming programs. This is a list of all the programs that are going to happen in the future. So from 15th onwards, you can check which ones are there nearby to your location, or you can again go to the links. So under the CBAP, the Certified Business Analysis Professional, under this heading, you will see all the courses related to the CBAP. So here you can check. There is a flexible course as well. There is no dependency on when you can take it whenever you want. So you can check. You can go to each of these links, see which one is most preferable and most flexible for you, and you can enroll for that program and complete that course. So only on completion of that course, if you will receive a certificate that tells that you have gained 35 PDU hours or more. And this certificate you need to upload while you're finally applying for your CBAP certification. You need to upload that, and only then your 35 hours will be counted. Okay, thank you. Once you have your hours calculated knowledge area wise, and you have also listed down the references you want to give for each of your work history, and also you're ready with the 35 PDUs, and you're now ready to apply for the certification, you can log into the IIBA portal and click on the dashboard under your welcome name. So you can click on the dashboard and it takes you to your personal dashboard. Here again you have different tabs. Click on certification and log my hours. So this is where you're going to log all your hours and you're going to fill your application. So in this page, you have different options. There is option for entering professional development hours. There is option to enter your work history hours, and for professional activities, any other activities you've done, that can be entered. And if you've participated with IIBA in any volunteering activity, then you can also add those hours here. And any self-directed learning you have done or any formal academic education. So all these can be entered. Right now, the requirement is that you need to enter 7,500 hours in the work history. So you can enter each project separately. You can click on new under work history, and you'll be giving the name of the organization here, and the start date and end date from when until when you worked with that in that particular project or in that organization. And you'll describe a little bit about your work, give a contact. You can give the reference that you kept aside over here, and the reference email ID. So there is an option to give 6 knowledge area of worth of your effort. So if you are adding, I've done, so in your work history we have segregated them as per the knowledge areas, right? So I'm saying for I've spent 50 hours planning and monitoring my business analysis work, so I'll enter 50 hours. This is particular for your project or one particular work history. So you can enter here planning and monitoring. The knowledge area already comes up. You can select that knowledge area, and you can add more. You may say, I have spent almost 200 hours working with the requirements and eliciting requirements from the business, so I'll give 200, and you can enter the knowledge area, and you'll be able to select the knowledge area. So you can add all the knowledge areas that you've worked in for that particular project and click on save. So once you save a work history or any hour, then it you can edit that entity until 7 days. So after 7 days of logging in your hour, you'll not be able to edit it back again. So make sure you are sure while before entering, and make sure you have everything ready. So add your work history and then your professional development units that you got, the 35 plus or 35 or plus hours. You can enter them here. You can click on new. Again, you can select which type of course you have taken, whether it's an online course, a classroom course, or if you have attended any chapter events. So you can select one from here and click on next. For example, I'm taking an online course, then I'll go next. You can give the title of that course and the organization name from where you took the course. You give some contact of the people you've taken the course from, maybe your lecturer or whoever has taken the course for you, and click the end date and start date of that course and how many hours that course has given you the professional development units for. Here also we'll do the same. You need to um, select the knowledge areas that got covered in the course. For example, if you've taken an entire CBAP course, they might have covered all the knowledge areas. So you can click on the knowledge areas and move them to the chosen area. So all these are the available knowledge areas for um, which you can enter hours. So you can select the one and click on the arrow button to move it to chosen. And if you already also studied about strategy analysis, you can move that. You can move all of these. And if you've studied anything in additional, that could also be added, but make sure you have all the hours for the obviously that is required for the CBAP. And if you've chosen anything by mistake, you can also select it back again and move it back to the available knowledge areas. So you can do this. And once all the knowledge areas are applied here, you can save that professional development unit as well. After entering all the hours, you can see the progress on my certification. So anything that you enter in this page is not related to just one certification. You can use these hours for any certification or even for recertification. So this is the hours you're entering in general for you as a candidate, and you can see your progress on all these certifications by clicking on this particular button, see progress on my certifications. And this will take you to a page which lists all the certifications that are provided by IIBA. And here, because I'm already certified as a CBAP, I can see that the certified tag attached to this name. So now I'll not be able to apply for the certification, but I will I should be entering hours to get recertified in the future. So let's go to a certification I've not taken. For example, I want to see if I am valid to apply for CCBA. So in CCBA, I see that all my hours are met. So based on how you logged it in the previous page, you will see the hours already added to each of the knowledge areas required for CCBA, and you'll also see whether you have met all of them or not. So here I'm seeing a check mark, application requirements are met. So that means I can apply for the CCBA certification. So similarly, you will once you reach the required number of hours and you have given the PDUs that are required, you will also see the similar kind of thing, that you have met the application requirements for CBAP or CBD or any other certification you're willing to take. Once you see this met, then this button get started gets enabled. You can click on get started and pay the application fees. You can click on that get started and it takes you to a page uh, which tells you the amount you need to pay for your applications, that is $145. So and I can add to order and pay the same, and my application usually gets approved in 2 to 3 minutes. mostly, and in some very rare cases it might also go for an audit, and that is when the people you have given as reference for each of your projects, they might receive an email asking if you have worked in that particular project and the details you have given are correct or not. So you can contact them and make sure they provide the required details. And yeah, and once they provide the details, again, you should be able to, uh, your application must be approved. Once the application is approved, then you'll see in the same page, in the same page, my certifications, where you have applied for the certification, you'll also see a new button called Book My Exam. Once your application is approved, then you'll see that button called Book My Exam. So you can click on that button, Book My Exam, and that will redirect you to a page where you can book your final examination. After the application approval, you can come to the same page where you have logged in your hours and checked if the application is completed or not. So you'll see that your application is approved, and you'll also see a new button which says Book My Exam. So you can use that button to click and book for the examination. Right now, I've not applied for any other certification, so I'll not be able to see it. But once your application is processed and complete, then you will be able to see that under the certification. And on clicking the book by exam, there'll be two options for you. Either you can book the exam as an online proctor test, which you'll be taking at the comfort of your home, and you'll have to meet certain system requirements to take the examination. And the second option is that you can take it at any of the test centers which are already approved by IIBA. So these are PSI test centers. You can check which test center is nearby to your location, and you can choose that test center and schedule a date and time to go for the examination. After the application is approved, from that date onwards, until 1 year of the application approval, you can take the CBAP examination 3 times. So you need to book the examination, and if you're not able to finish your certification in the first attempt, then you can book the examination again twice within that year. And but every time you retake the examination, you need to pay another fee called the exam retake fee, and book the examination again. After 3 attempts, if you're still not able to clear that examination, then you need to wait for that complete year to end, and in the next year you need to apply for the examination again, pay the application fees, and book the slot again. So this is the process to take the examination. And in case you want to cancel your examination at any point, so after booking your examination within 30 days, you can choose to cancel your examination, and your fees will be refunded back to you. You can choose for a refund. And if you want to reschedule your examination to a different date, then you need to do it before at least 48 hours from your examination date. So make sure you're also there on the examination date on time, and you're logging in 15 minutes before the examination. If you are late by 15 minutes, then you are not allowed to take the examination. It's a 2 10 minutes exam, and you will have around 120 questions, which will be multiple choice questions, scenario based questions, and other I mean large scenario based questions as well. So be there on time and be prepared for the examination, and get certified. Let's quickly revise the exam process. First, understand your experience and the number of projects or the number of hours you worked in. Give a read of the WebOc guide and relate how your work hours are related to the activities that are mentioned in the WebOc guide. Check the eligibility for all the certifications, and if you're meeting the certification eligibility, Then also take the CBAP training, which to require to attain the 35 PDUs, that is also a part of the eligibility criteria. Log all these hours and the PDU hours in the IIBA portal. If you're seeing that all your application requirements are met for the certification you want to take, then pay the application fees and apply for the certification. There can be two ways here. The application might get immediately approved, which happens most of the times. Sometimes the application might go to the audit. In those scenarios, reach out to the references you have provided as a project reference and make sure they're answering the emails, or if IIBA is contacting them, make sure they're answering the IIBA calls. After the application is approved, prepare for your examination. Read through the PEBOK guide at least 3 to 4 times, and it is also highly recommended to take proper mock tests. Personally, I have taken the watermark based mock tests. They also have knowledge area wise mock tests and knowledge area wise tests. And once you feel comfortable at knowledge area level, then you can also take the mock tests, which have case study related questions as well. So when you're scoring almost 70 to 75% in your mock test, then you can book for your examination. So again, you can book the examination in for two ways. One, you can either go for the online proctored examination, which you'll in which you'll be taking the examination at your home or anywhere else at an environment that is examined by by the institute as well. So the second, you can choose any of the nearby IIBA approved test centers, which are the PSI test centers, and book a slot with them for a particular date and time. Once you book this slot, you can take the examination on that day. Make sure you reach the examination center 15 minutes prior to the exam time. Take the identification proofs and everything that is required to take the examination, and take your exam and get certified. In case you are not able to attend the examination on your booked slot, then make sure you are also um, rescheduling or canceling your examination 48 hours prior to your examination date. Once you've cleared the certification with IIBA, then IIBA also requires us to get recertified every 3 years for some of the certification. To know more about the recertification process, you can go to their portal iiba.org and click on the certification tab and then go to recertification. In this page, you will see the requirements for recertification. So, for all the certifications, we see that the third column, recertification required, mentions that CCBA and CBAP, as well as IIBA AAC and IIBA CBDA exams, these certifications require us to get recertified regularly. So, the term for recertification for CCBA and CBAP is 3 years. So every 3 years we need to uh, provide certain number of CDUs. In for both the cases, it is mentioned as 60 CDUs. So by providing 60 CDUs, we can get ourselves recertified every 3 years. There are also transferable CDUs. So if you have more CDUs for these 3 years, more than 60, so until max of 20 CDUs, you can also transfer to the next term. To log your hours for recertification, go to the dashboard from your when click on your name and go to the dashboard. Once you're certified, you'll be able to see a list of all the certifications in this My Certifications widget, and you can click on your certification that you want to get recertified. You'll also see the due date and everything mentioned there. So, for example, the CBAP, if I click on the CBAP, I'll see that I'm already certified. I know the certification date and this term start date. So I got recertified in 2024. So this term is starting from 2024 and plus 3 years, that is until 2027. I can continue my credential, and before 2027 August 31st, I need to again get recertified to continue using my credential even further of 2027. So they ask us to maintain at least 60 CTUs for the total of 3 years. So in the last 3 years, if I have done any professional development courses, these are similar to how you have done the professional development courses for the CBAP certification itself. So you can gain a total of 30 CTUs by taking any courses from IIBA endorsed institutes or even outside, and you can log that hours here. If you see, all the 60 CDUs that are required, I cannot log within the same within just one activity. So I need to pick more than one activity because there is a max allowed CDUs for each of these activities. So max of only 30 CDUs I can use for professional development. So I can also add my work history that I've done in the last 3 years, which is related to the business analysis activities, and I can log those hours as well. So here it shows 25. One CTU means 200 hours of work experience. So 25 into 200 hours of total work experience I can log in from the past 3 years. So I can add two or more than 2 to 3 or even more activities, and I can log in all my hours that I've done in the past 3 years. So once I have enough hours and enough CDUs, I'll see that the CDUs met are ticked. All these are uh, checked, and in the recertification requirements, it'll show a check over here beside met. So once I'm applicable for recertification, I've met every criteria, then this pay and submit recertification application, there a button appears over here, and I can click on that, pay my recertification fees, and get recertified. So even for recertification, uh, the fee varies based on whether you're a member, whether you're having current membership with IIBA or not. So it is good to maintain the membership continuously so that you can participate in various activities with IIBA and get free access to a lot of resources, and also get a good discount on their certification and recertification fees. So once you pay the fee, you will be recertified and you can continue using your credential for the next 3 years. So you can maintain this. You can also, this similar thing applies for other certifications like CCBA and IIBA AAC and CBDA as well. So this is a process for recertification. And this is the last video in our series. I hope the content in this video is useful and is helping you with the examination process. I'll also continue my videos, which will also dive into the knowledge areas and the techniques, describing all the content from the webok guide as well. Please continue watching the videos, and do let me know any feedback for these videos. Also, if you have any questions, please add them in the comments, so I'll try my best to answer them. Thank you everyone for watching the video.